Welcome back to TSP, episode 177. On this episode, we have an amazing guest for you, as promised, the psychic medium, Corbie Mitleid. During this interview, we ask her when she started, how long she's been doing it, and what does she do today in the service and practice of psychic medium. Bobby and myself also discuss one of our deepest fears with her, and she gives us explanations based on our past lives on why our current lives are the way they are. We had an amazing time and hope to bring her back again. An interview you do not want to miss. And we wrap it all up by going around the mill by discussing NCAA 25 official trailer drop. I tried the new McDonald's Bacon Cajun Ranch Crispy Chicken Deluxe Sandwich. Post Malone turning country, and P. Diddy in hot water again after a video surfaces on TMZ and an apology that he drops on his Instagram just moments after we discuss. All this and a whole lot more on a loaded episode of TSP. We hope you enjoy, and if you do enjoy, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave a comment below on your thoughts of the episode or any suggestions going forward. With all that being said, enjoy the show.
You are now tuned in. You are now tuned in. You are now tuned in. You are now tuned. You are now tuned in to the TSP. Got the game in our hand like a PSP. Bob Dylan Joe, one hell of a show. All them other podcasts, let it go. That y'all recording boring, gotta snore. TSP hitting like T early in the morning. Been doing all things since 2019. Pay respect, bow down, baby, kiss the ring. Take a second, enjoy the moment. You witnessing greatness. Still welcome if you new, forgiving your lateness. You streaming in your car, then let it ride. If you on the YouTube, like the video, subscribe. You are now tuned in to the TSP. You are now tuned in to the You are now tuned in. You are now tuned in to the TSP.
Yes, sir. TSP episode 177. I'm your host, Bobby Hall, and with me, as always, my co-hosts Dylan Lesevich and Joe the Greek. Good to see you, fellas. How we doing?
What's up?
Doing good.
We'll play catch up here in a little while, but we're going to jump right into it with our guest this week. We were supposed to have her on, I believe, 3 or 4 weeks ago, but she was a little under the weather, so she had to reschedule. We're excited. I remember I told you guys I made a post on like a Facebook page looking for podcast guests. She answered the call, and we've been talking back and forth via email, and we finally made it happen today for episode 177. So we're going to jump right into our guest for today is Corbie Mitleid. I'm going to make sure I got that right. I hope I did. I'm pretty sure I did.
You did.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, Bobby.
Even though you told me 3 different times, I was still nervous about it. But
That's okay. That's
I nailed
okay.
it.
And thank you for rescheduling, because, man, that was the galloping crud. And I was absolutely flat out. You're going to get a much better show out of me today.
Yeah, and for your credit, I mean, you were still willing to come on, but of course, I figured it was much better to have you at 100% rather than trying to push through. So it was all good,
Yeah,
no
that's
problem, and we
Thank you.
appreciate you giving us some of your time today. Thank you.
No problem.
But yeah, right out the gate, I'm gonna ask.
Mhm.
It's just who, what, where, and when type of question. I mean, how'd you, I guess, get started doing what you do? How'd you figure out you had the skill set? Just let us know.
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
That's the 30-second elevator speech.
Yeah.
When I was 9, I read a book called The Witch Family by Eleanor Estes and thought, oh, there's magic in the world. I want to go find it. Fast forward to 1973 when I was a senior in high school. And yes, my darlings, that does tell you how old I am. I was working part-time at Spencer Gifts. They had the James Bond 007 Terror deck, and I bought it because we were all hippies then. You had your elephant bell bottoms and your David Crosby fringe jacket and your deck. Now, 5 years later, everybody else had moved on to roller skates and disco balls, but I loved the stories that the cards were telling. So I read for friends for 20 years, keeping my ego on the shelf and being a clear channel for what was coming through. All of a sudden, in the early 90s, I found I could talk to dead people and do hands-on healing with no training, which was the universe handing me my draft notice and saying, hello, you're working for us. Part-time, from the early 90s. Meanwhile, a checkered career: actress, author, inspirational speaker, video producer, legal assistant, executive recruiter, writer for the graphic novel series ElfQuest, until 9/11. At which point, as I watched the towers burn, I turned to my husband and I said, I have got to do this work full time. He said, I believe in you, go do it. Since then, it's been 6 days a week, 14 hours a day. I read about 1,000 people a year, and I get to get up in the morning. I don't have to get up in the morning. That's the biggest thing right there.
So let's rewind a little bit. You said eventually you learned that you could talk to the dead. How
Yeah.
how does that happen? And like, are you initially are you freaked out by this?
Yeah, you
I don't
scared?
know, where like you're all of a sudden talking to someone in the afterlife, or like what's your reaction to that initially?
Well, I first found out I could do this working with someone out in Colorado who was a friend at the time. She kept her stuff very under the radar because she had kids that she was afraid her ex-husband would take them away. But literally, we found dead people that started conversations, which we had with them. These were historical dead people. And we found out that we knew stuff that we had to do deep dish research to find out if it was true or not, but it was. So when I got here being back home, I started being what I call a doorway. This has to do with past, I'm truncating because this is not a 2-hour show. I know who I was 2 lives ago, soldier, World War I. And so I tend to be a doorway. And when I was living in Atlanta, all of a sudden this dead German soldier showed up in my house. And it's very interesting. This much of his face just wasn't there because this is how much he'd been blown away. But the rest of him looked normal. And it's a funny thing. The first thing they say is who won. And you have to explain it's over 100 years ago. It doesn't matter. And you get them to understand they're dead. Forgive the person who killed them. Forgive themselves for who they had to kill. And then you can get them into the light. From there, for clients, I started getting their dead people, but I do it differently than most. I do not just go for what's there and be vague. I see a woman handing you a rose. She's in a flowered dress. It must be her grandmother. Oh, please. That's so lame. Yeah. So what I do is I get the dog tags. For instance, my father, Jerome Richard Dorkin, who died in 2001 at the age of 80, doesn't tell me anything, but gets me into the energy. And then my guides play charades. I just put my hands out and they move. Did they smoke? Did they have surgery? Was there an accident? That's the kind of thing that people will get right away. And as soon as they say, yes, that's Uncle Roger, I open up and I just let them talk directly through me. It's not possession. I'm still here, but I don't censor what they say, which is why I also will not do it in a public gallery, because there have been things coming out of my mouth which should not come out of this face, but were perfect for the person who needed the message.
Have you ever worried about a possession thing? Like you said, they're speaking through you, but you ever concerned?
No, I'm really not, because I've been doing this so long, and my guide and backup setup up there is so strong that I'm safe. I'm completely safe. But if you don't know how to ground, center, shield, bring in your guides, no, you don't play with this. That's like going into a bad neighborhood in Brooklyn and shrieking, I have $100 in my pocket. Don't do it.
Right, that'd be like the same principle in the sense of, I was wondering if you being the doorway, not just good spirits and good parties are going to be coming through that door. I mean, some people are uninvited guests, want to show up.
It's why I don't use a Ouija board, because using a Ouija board when you don't know how to ground, center, and shield is like throwing open your door in a strange neighborhood and yelling free beer. You don't know who's out there, but they heard you and they're coming. And I have had to deal with a pair of gibbering, hysterical teenagers who, when they put their hands on the planchet, no prep, and said, who's out there? What came in spelled backwards very fast was, I have an axe and I'm here to kill you. That wasn't their Uncle Danny. And for everybody who says Oh, it's a toy. It's not dangerous. Because I get this a lot. When I lecture on this kind of thing, I throw in the audience, okay, who's got a kid or grandchild under 10? Hands go up. You. What's the kid's name? Josh. How old is Josh? Josh is 8. Okay, fine. Josh comes to you and says, Grandpa, I got all A's on my report card and you said we could go get a toy. Let's go. And he drags you into the toy department to a box that says, my first chainsaw. It's in the toy department. Going to let him play with it by himself? I don't think so. Use a little common sense. You have no experience up there. You either go with a guide or you learn how to do it right, because it's safe for all of us if we know how to take care of ourselves before we go up.
So how does this work? So somebody will contact you, be like, I want to try to get into contact with my grandmother or my mother or something. Is
Yep.
there, can you do that? Or like if you sit with that person, it could be some
I
other
remind them,
relative, friend.
I remind them that we are not dial-a-dead. You know, if
Okay.
Aunt Rose is on a field trip, she won't be by the phone. And it doesn't mean she doesn't love you, and it doesn't mean I'm not good. It just means they don't always hang out. Remember, imagine this incarnation as your first grade class. And then you graduate and you'll have all of the wonderful things in the world. You are not always hanging out to see if Mrs. Ostroff wants to talk to you, your first grade teacher. So that's where it is. But generally, I would say a good 80% of the time we do get people. And there are some wonderful conversations. But again, like I said, sometimes they're a little. So do you want the PG rated version or the R rated version of why I don't do it in public?
Oh, we might as well go R. I mean,
Okay.
we ain't scared.
This was in Canastota, New York, almost 20 years ago. There was a biracial same gender couple. The black partner had died and her white widow wanted to speak to her. Now, see this face? Nice kid from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I have manners. But as soon as I made the contact, what comes out of my mouth in flawless urban ebonics was, well, shit, if it ain't my white bitch. And I'm going, but the person in front of me started laughing and nodding, because that is how her partner Isabel walked into the house after every business trip.
Wow.
It was a perfect example of, yes, this is not It's a Rose, She Loves You, but you can't do that on stage. What I do for galleries is I'll do past life galleries, because one of my talents is being able to bring down a particular past life very, very quickly. Example, a woman said, I'm really worried about my son. He's 29. He won't live more than a mile from me. He asks me about every decision he's making. This is not normal. What's going on? And so it took me about 30 seconds to hit the Akashic, and I said, okay, I'm seeing Utah Beach, 1944. So this is D-Day. He's a soldier. He's down. He's got shrapnel in his leg and he's bleeding out. You're his commanding officer. You scramble over a dune. You pull him to safety. You get some shrapnel too, but you both live. And I open my eyes and she says, can you see my rank? I go, yes, you're a sergeant. She goes, he's called me Sarge since he was 3 years old and we have never known why. Boom. That's when past lives are good. Do not come to me and say I must have been Anne Boleyn because I can't wear turtlenecks. Do not just say, well, I don't know, just give me a past life. Because if we were supposed to remember all of them, we would. I could find you something that is absolutely correct, but if it has no resonance now, you're going to go, huh. So past lives are useful tools. They're not carnival acts. That makes sense.
And you said your past life was a World War I vet?
Yep. German pilot.
How were you able to figure that out? How'd that come out to be?
Well, I went to this wonderful place in upstate New York called the Old Rhinebeck Aerodrome back in 1991. And at this point, you have to understand, my father had been in World War II, so I'd heard horrible things about Germans and Nazis, and I was afraid to hear the language spoken and the whole thing. And I knew nothing about World War I, zip. So I watched the French planes fly. This is a place where the repros and occasionally the originals really do fly. So I saw the French planes and the British planes and the American planes. Yeah, that's fine. But then all of a sudden I saw an Albatross D5. and a Fokker DR-1. That's the triplane, the Snoopy and the Red Baron plane. And there was this soundless explosion in my head. And as I watched the albatross fly, there were two thoughts. There's a story behind that, and I flew that one. All of a sudden, overnight, I had to know about World War One. I had to learn to speak German. I would look at pictures of the pilots, and some of them I didn't know, and some of them I loved, and a couple of them I absolutely hated. And my boyfriend at the time said after a week, "Are you realizing things have changed?" So then I started doing some past life regression myself, saw who I was. It's very interesting. If you look at him and you look at me at about the same age, we could be brother sister. That sometimes happens. But the reason why I remembered that life was because there were certain habits that this pilot had that I had to, if you will, unwind in this life. That's why, see, karma is not carrot and stick, bad and good. Karma is actually 5 things: healing, service, contrast, unbalanced energy, and healing of beliefs. So, because of some of my prejudices in that life, I came into this life as a person that he would have hated simply because of our belief systems. But now, understanding that it's simply who we are in a given life, all of that karma has been unwound. That's the very packed, tiny version. But
Right.
The example I use to explain it is Ryan White. Ryan White was the kid who got AIDS in the mid 80s from a blood transfusion, and
Oh,
he was
I've heard
treated
about
badly,
that.
pariah. Yeah. And then Elton John became friends with him. Elton played at his funeral. He inspired Elton to get off the drink and the drugs. And Elton created the Elton John AIDS Foundation in his memory, which since then has raised over $500 million for global research. In the old days, people would say, "Oh, Ryan must have had bad karma. He must have been a bad person. Look what God did to him." But now we understand that Ryan's soul said, "Short life, hard life, but look what can result if we are willing to go through this." So now we say that Ryan White had a life with a karma of service. See that difference? Much more empowering to realize why you came in with challenges, why you are a courageous soul.
It's definitely the difference of having the mindset of glass half empty, half full mentality.
Yes.
Very interesting. Now you do also do psychic readings, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So TV shows, movies, when they have somebody visit a psychic, there's somebody in like a cloth robe with smoke in the background with moaning and groaning in front of a glass orb. And, obviously I know that's not how it goes. So how do
Thank
you,
you.
how does it
What
work?
a goofy
in the
portrayal,
in
though,
real
right?
life?
Well, when you sit down with me, the first thing I'm going to say to you is, what's the most important thing you want to get out of your knowing? And if you go blank on me, I'll go Brooklyn on you and go, "Darling, what's biting your butt?" Because boom, everybody knows there. And I have a whole bunch of tools. People come to me for 4 things: the everyday tour bus, house, car, job, kids, finances. Okay, gotcha. Put me here. What the hell? Past lives. Why am I afraid of oatmeal? Or who was I in 1642 Belgium? I want to speak to my spirit guide Binky, and has dead Aunt Mabel. That's it. So when they come for the everyday tour bus, usually the first thing I'll do is grab my tarot deck and do the Celtic 10-card spread that you see in all the bad B movies. But then we do deep dish. For instance, if you said to me, "I want to open up my own broadcasting studio," I'd go, "Great." But I wouldn't pull 3 cards and say, "Wait until October and fire the second redhead." What the hell?
Yeah.
I'd give you the entrepreneur spread. You, a card for your partners, whoever they are, how many they are, the energy around the business, the brick and mortar location, how to market it, clients, competition, staff, finances, what you need to know, and best possible outcome. That puts a rocket pack on your back. You have information so you can go make things work. And I do tell people, don't ask yes or no questions. Number one, if I say no, where do you go from there? And 2, that sets you up with the fake gypsies. Oh no, the problem is you have a family curse. How many in your family? 4. You have dog. $50 every family member, 25 for dog. He smells, we fix. I saw that done, which is why I wrote my book, The Psychic Yellow Brick Road, How to Find the Real Wizards and Avoid the Flying Monkeys. But when you ask the empowering questions, you can get out of here and start making your life work. Let's take the question I get 95% of the time. It's the romance question. Does Bruce love me? Well, a card for my client, a card for Bruce, a card for the relationship as it stands, what they need to know, and best possible outcome. If she still says, but I still don't know, it's the 3 threes. Shuffle, another bunch. 3 cards for status quo, you just kind of bumble along. 3 cards for the come to Jesus meeting where it's serious counseling. And 3 cards for the hostile bye-bye, it's been nice, I'll see you. Now, here's the thing. I may see the Beetlejuice sign over leave. But after I tell her what the cards are saying, I have to zip it because now her free will comes into play. And if she says, I guess I'll just keep trying, that's her choice. The only time that the reader's turban comes off and my reverend color goes on is if she talks about being gaslit, abused, emotionally beaten. Then I will tell her how to escape that relationship. But otherwise, I have to leave it to her to figure out. That's part of her karma. See that difference?
Yeah, that makes sense. Give them the tools to figure it out.
That's why I tell people I am not a fortune teller. I am an intuitive counselor. Here are your opportunities and how to grab them. Here's the tough stuff. Here's how to get through it or read it. Here's your toolbox. Go rock and roll. We hand you the toolbox. We are not the repairman. Because again, that makes you dependent on us and sets you up to get taken.
Do you have any tools for sports gambling?
No, it's funny. I was offered a regular slot at a local station, with the drive time people. But the first thing they wanted me to do was for the entire Saratoga racing season, name all the winners. I said, that is not what this gift is for.
Yeah.
So, and for everybody who says, I want the lottery numbers, I just look at them and go, me first. And if your psychic is not at least driving a Lexus, how do you know they know?
Right.
So.
Sure.
Let's figure it
out. Before we have you, because you're gonna do a card reading with our boy Dylan here, but before we do that, I just want to know if you can give us what is one of the crazier readings or a reaction by somebody that came to you or something along those lines.
One of my favorite stories actually is when you're a professional, as long as I've been, you know that what comes out of your mouth is what should come out of your mouth. So this was in Kitchener, Ontario. I used to go up 3 times a year. And one Labor Day, it was a 4-day stretch, I did a reading for a woman and I saw a couple of challenges. And she looks at me and she says, you suck. And she gets up and walks away. Well, okay.
All right.
I'm back in January and who's the first person in my chair? She plops down and goes, last time I said you sucked. I said, yes, I remember. Because you told me that I was probably going to take in a boarder and then I might want to sell my house. And I thought that was all bullshit. But my daughter got pregnant and moved home. And now I'm going to sell my house to help raise my grandson. And I still don't like you, but I want to know what else you see. Don't shoot the messenger. So yeah, that's one that I will never forget.
Shitty attitude about that though, like, and this is all your fault. Like, the fuck did I do? What did I do?
I have, one of the other books I have written is I used to be on the road 18 years, 45 weekends a year. My nickname was the Travel Channel. Now that it's COVID and I'm a breath away from 70, I am not. But I wrote a book so that other people could take advantage. And one of the things in the book is I show people how to do sign-in sheets. And I explain it's important because there was a show in London, Ontario. All my good stories are Canadians. Young guy, read for him, wasn't happy with what I said about his relationship. And the next day I found an anonymous death threat on my table. Now, because I have everybody write their own information down on the sign-in sheet, we matched up the sheet with the death threat and handed it over to the Ontario police. Just because we do fascinating wiki woo work. It's not like wiggling noses in Bewitched. Some people are scared of it, though they shouldn't be. I mean, I go to our local Price Chopper and you don't look at me and say, oh my God, she's reading my head. So, but yeah, it's the kind of thing you got to watch out for.
It's like those things. I don't know how familiar you are with the old TV show on Disney, That's So Raven, but she would have visions and just like pause in real time and stare off in the distance and have like brief visions and try to correct the future before it happens. Are those any type of realistic scenarios in that situation, or is it more of like you have to have more information at your hands?
Can people get visions? Yes, but you see, because people are afraid that we're reading their heads as we walk past them in the produce aisle, deal I have with my guides is I have an open and a closed sign. And the only times that I do readings are if we sit down, there's a monetary exchange, or there's a barter, you bring me a chicken, or I choose to do a pro bono. People think of us as carniacs, even if we're not. There was a guy, two examples. One guy stood in front of my booth at a psychic fair and said, all right, tell me something you couldn't know about me. And if you're right, I'll have a reading. I looked at him and I smiled and I said, I'm sorry, I don't roll over and fetch either. And I turned my back and he did not get into the booth. Second, I'm an A-lister. I read open to close, but every 15 minutes or every 2 hours, I'll take a 15-minute break to kind of wash out my brain, take a breath, get a bite to eat. I was trying to wolf down a sandwich and a guy leans over the table, pokes my sandwich and says, you don't need to eat lunch right now. My wife wants a reading. Luckily, my front person slid in front, got rid of him, and of course, he didn't get into the booth. But we are treated like we are a burger or a latte or a car wash, unless people really respect what we do. You get used to that. You have to deal with it. So,
I guess what it also shows is that it doesn't matter what exactly you do. If you work in the service industry of any kind, there's gonna be a lot of assholes and just people that feel entitled.
Why? Why is that a thing, man?
Yeah, I don't know. Everywhere, whether you work at a department store or you do, readings and such, people just think
the hole in the sandwich would have turned into an assault.
That would have been a big problem. Yeah, that's pretty rude right there. But
would have thrown it.
Yeah, in their face probably.
Something.
There you go.
It's tough. I've had rotten fruit thrown at me by screaming evangelicals when I'm going into work at a psychic fair.
And how does that play like religion into this like line of work? Do people? I don't know where I'm going exactly. Like, I don't know. Is it hard for like very religious people to understand the stuff, or
Some yes,
it's one specific
some
kind
yes,
of
some no. I never discuss whatever I believe.
Yeah.
Because what I tell people is, look, God owns the grocery store and does not care if you come in through the deli section, the florist, or health and beauty age. Just get in there. I have done the cancer dance 3 times and come out on the other side, so I can't believe that there's no God up there at all. I figure I had help. But that's all I say about it, because everyone has their right to get there however they want. For instance, on reincarnation, when someone comes to me and says, but the Bible says we only live once, I go, and you're right, because that's the case. Corbie is a one and done. This recipe will never be down here again. It's the soul that reincarnates. And the example I use is, let's take the actor Matt Smith. Matt was the 11th Doctor. He was my doctor. But when he hung up the bow tie and the 2 short pants, he then put on the uniform for Prince Philip for the first 2 seasons of The Crown. And when he was done playing the prince, he hung up the military uniform, and now he's playing this whack job on House of the Dragon. Yeah. The doctor, the prince, and the whack job don't know each other, have totally different personalities, but they're all brought to life by the actor. The allegory is the actor is like our soul. The doctor, the prince, and the whack job are different incarnations. That people can understand. I'm good with allegory. I'm good with explaining things and painting them pictures, which has made it a little easier, but only if they're willing to listen. You know what that's like.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of the problem would probably be belief in the whole system in general, because like you have to have an open mind for all this to kind of like work, right?
I guess that's what I was trying to go to. My question was having a hard time believing because you're so stuck on one thing, you know what I mean? Not being open-minded.
If I have to, I just look at them over my glasses and pull out the line from Acts chapter 2. Even such as I can do, you can do as well. It's what Jesus said. So if that's what, but then he says, love your neighbor, etc. And, you know, people fall short with that too. But the whole point is, I don't do this because I think my aura don't stink. I do this in service. I do this so that people can grab their lives and make it better. My last name is a chosen last name. Mitleid is German and it means compassion, to remind me why I do the work I do. Now, why did I choose what I call my Elton John name? In the very beginning, I was reading under my legal name, and all I had at that point was a landline. So we would get calls at 3 a.m. from drunks. Hey, the bitch left. Is she coming back, or can I screw the woman down the street? She's hot. Now, my husband was a museum director. We had to answer the phone at night in case it was the police calling about a break-in. So I very quickly chose an entertainer's name, only give people my cell phone, and that is that.
Why would you call about that, though? I mean, I understand that was going, but what?
It's just his version of does Bruce love me, you know? It's what happens.
Burning question.
All right.
Yeah, wow.
That was on his mind for a while. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess.
Can't have the strength to call somebody up at 3 a.m.
What do I have another interest here? Because I went through like maybe like a year or two binging on like Paranormal Activity and stuff like that, as far as like shows. And I think the best one was what was it called? It had Zach Baggins in it. It's like the most popular one. I think it is called just Paranormal Adventures or something like that. It's been a while since I watched it, but it's usually on Travel Channel, and they usually bring in like psychics and psychic mediums and try to get like the aura of the room and try to read the room and all that kind of stuff. Is that anything that you've done before? Gone to like a haunted location, or is that not in the wheelhouse?
Well, I don't do it like that. When I was first doing this work, I did visit the Western Front in 1992, and you do not want to stay in a B&B in Verdun if you're new to this work and you don't know how to shut it off, because I didn't sleep all night. It's like the thousands of dead knew there was a party line that they could get to people, and the room was full of whispers and you could see shadows, and I did not sleep. But again, I was a rookie at that point. I had no idea how to shut it down. So in that answer, yes. I don't go into houses, do ghost hunts, etc. EVP, that's not my wheelhouse. If a dead person comes to me and needs help, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I don't just go find them. I leave that for people who simply want the scientific viewpoint and not the esoteric one. Big difference.
Right.
Have you ever had to like team up with anybody? And I don't know. I'm not saying like going on a ghost adventure, obviously, because you don't do that. But like, have you ever like worked with another psychic?
Oh
like,
God, yes.
Any, like teamwork?
Yes. And I'll even show you a picture. I dedicated Psychic Yellow Brick Road to her. This was my dear, dear friend, Allie Cheslick. Allie Cheslick, here in Albany, New York, was the best medium I ever knew, and we called her Chatty Cathy of the Dead. Because when she would get your dead person for you, it's like pulling the string on Chatty Cathy and letting it go. She would not stop. She would just let it come out. Yeah. And now that she's crossed over, we figure she's still Chatty Cathy of the Dead, but just with the dead. So yes, I have worked with other intuitives. My good friend Stacey Wells and I were both in Robert Schwartz's breakthrough series on life between lives, pre-birth planning, things like that. She and I used to do tag team readings back in the beginning, the 2008, 9, 10. At this point, both of us are so busy we do our readings separately. But yes, the key is You have to go into this thing and look at it as a joint effort. No one is there to shine above somebody else or try and take the spotlight. It is collaboration. Do all psychics get along? I wish they did, but no, there are some people for whom it's a zero-sum game. If you get a reading, I'm not gonna. So I'm going to diss you, or I'm going to take your client or whatever.
Yeah.
There are 8 billion people in the world and I can't read them all.
Mhm.
When I help rookies, when I do a psychic expo and there's somebody here new, I will go over, introduce myself, bring them over to my table, let them ask questions, send them back with some examples of my media stuff. And people say, aren't you afraid she'll take your work? And I go, the kid's a rookie. I've been doing this for half a century. No. A lot of it is also bedside manner. I am your New Yorker. I will hit you upside the head with a clue brick, but I will make you laugh. And yet there are the ones that I refer to as glurpy purple with angels, which some people love. And those are the ones that go, hi, my name is Little Dancing Raccoon. And here's my spirit guide, Arctic Bear. Let's see what your angels are saying. Okay. Can I vomit now? No. And yet,
Are those like the
what
frowned
people-
upon people in your line of work?
No,
Those...
they're just a different look.
Yeah.
There's filet mignon and peanut butter and jelly.
Mhm.
Both of them can nourish you, but someone
gotcha.
who just wants the PB&J is not really going to be ready to wrestle with a filet mignon or pay the price.
I heard you said intuitive. Is that like the preferred name, or
No,
or
it's
is there,
just
I don't want to like. I always feel like I want to say
people
like
are
psychic
scared
derogatory.
of psychic media.
Yeah.
They think I'm like Madame Rosa in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
What was that?
Intuitive
Sylvia
counselor
Brown?
makes us right. Intuitive counselor makes us sound more like we know what we're doing, even though it doesn't matter to us. Call me a wiki-woo alchemist. I don't care. You're going to get the same information.
Fair enough.
I wasn't sure if one of those was derogatory or not. You know what I mean? Like, he's called
it. No. The only way it's derogatory is if it's derogatory in your head. Fortune teller. No, that's not what I do.
Yeah, that one sounds like that one's made up. Like that's
right. It sounds carny.
Sounds
like
That's the PB&J.
Right. But when you've been doing it as long as I have, when you've got all my certifications, and I'm just going to say, you've got my level of confidence, then people will generally take you seriously, or if they're afraid of this work, they will be terrified. Because I don't back off. I don't try and fudge it. I say something. Well, I don't think that's right. I don't back it up. I say, this is what I'm getting. Please remember that even the best of us are only 85% accurate. The only one 100% accurate is God, and he doesn't have a booth at the Psychic Fair this week. That's all you can do.
Your thoughts, because obviously, my first forte into mediums and stuff was the famous John Edward. He was all on everyone's TV shows and all that stuff. What are your thoughts on him? Is he legit, or is he somebody that kind of played it up because he was on TV?
Are you allowed to speak on that? I wasn't sure if there was a sworn thing.
No, I don't diss any psychic I haven't been to myself. But the thing I will tell you about those TV shows, they film for 8 to 10 hours and then they edit. Okay. But I have taken classes from John Holland, who is another very well-known psychic medium, and he's the real deal. He is. On the other hand, the example I use for don't believe this is Teresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, because this is how it works. On her show, you see somebody in Wegmans feeling up the cantaloupe, and she walks over and says, excuse me, your Aunt Doris has a message for you. Your back tire on the right is bald, and you're going to die in a car accident in a week if you don't fix it. Just telling you when she walks away. No.
That was not a good show.
No. I mean, but let me explain to your listeners how they work. Number one, her PR people go out and scout all of the Wegmans on Long Island. They pick one. Then they interview people and have them sign model releases because they need the
Yeah.
legal release. And then they rehearse it 6 times. But the problem is that has now caused what I call drive-by psychic shootings. People come up to you and just tell you things because they think they have a right, even if you don't want to hear them. So what I teach my people is if somebody comes up to you and just starts giving you a reading, you say, no, I don't want to hear this. And if they push, you go find the manager of the store and you tell them you're being harassed because you don't know that stranger from Adam's house cat. Exceptions are when somebody from, for instance, Lilydale, the very well-known spiritual community, comes up. The way they do it is, excuse me, but my name is Reverend Shirley Usek, and I am a spiritualist from Lilydale. I believe I have a message for you. May I come to you? That's the magic formula. Because if you say no, they will nod and they will walk away, assuming that Spirit's going to get that message to you as you need it.
What about? I got one other question too.
Yeah.
What was your opinion on the whole Miss Cleo thing? Like, because did you guys know? Did you know from straight out of Jump Street she was a scam artist? Or
I forgot about Miss Cleo.
The very first.
She was all over my TV.
Let me read you the first paragraph of my book, The Psychic Yellow Brick Road. Back in the 1990s, when pay-per-call psychics were becoming all the rage, there was a woman known as Miss Cleo. Yes, I do. In fact, my lecture to explain what we do is called Psychics 101, The Good, the Bad, and the Cleos. Now, some of the onlines are bad. The one that I will work on is called Best Psychic Directory. Bob Olson tests everybody before you're allowed on. And frankly, I want to save my clients money. You don't need to buy a half an hour with me if all you want to know is, does Bruce love me? You call me there, I'll get that answer for you in 4 minutes and you're done. Is everybody like me? No. But it's why I will work on those when I have downtime, which I don't often have.
Sure.
But
if you go to my, very busy.
If you go to my website, you're going to see literally about 18 different kinds of readings, from the 5-minute burning question to my soul plane readings, which are based on the work I did with Robert Schwartz. And that takes me an entire day, 12 hours deep trance meditation, and then an hour on the phone with you at night. That's my most expensive one. But I will downsell. If you've never had a reading with me, just do 15 minutes or half an hour. You don't need an hour. I'm telling you, you have no idea how fast I go, but this is how fast I talk. So, and that again is, I don't know if that's how most intuitives go, but it's part of my being in service. I make a decent living at it. Yes, it's much better than working at Walmart, especially when you're 70, nobody will hire you. But I don't need to drive a Lexus. We don't need a $3,000 or a 3,000 square foot house. I do what's fair so that just about anybody can afford to have a reading with me.
I don't know. You'd be a hell of a door greeter, but at Walmart. But so we're gonna have you do a card reading for our friend here, Dylan. Dylan, I need kind of some time to think about what you're gonna ask, and then
let's fight in your butt, my boy.
See what we get into here.
So I do apologize in advance if I'm bad to read or something. Like I said, this is my first time. So
relax. I've handled rookies before. No big deal.
Yeah, so what behind the ear when it comes to this stuff? Let's see. So what kind of questions like we were thinking here? Like, I don't want to be too vague here.
What do you really want to know? I mean, if you want cards, that is generally the everyday tour bus. House, car, job, friends, finances. It works.
I do that. That's nice and broad. I mean,
yeah, you can.
You're kind of on the spot too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, any one of those really go ding for you.
I guess I have like 2 main ones. I mean,
sure.
I don't know how easy
what are
they?
Like,
but I guess I do have an interest of past life in that kind of sense. And another one would be, I have this absolute fear of like wasps and bees and stuff, but like, I don't know why,
okay.
But
neither of those are cards. That is a past life reading. When you talk to me about the wasps, what I see is, all right, so it's Amish country. We're talking maybe about 1880. You are Amish, you're in the middle of a barn raising. But as you are putting up some of the structure, when you uncover some of maybe the roofing materials or the joists, there are ground wasps, and you have disturbed a nest, and they just come right at you, and no one can get rid of them. It's like they just grabbed. It was 50 to 65 stings, and you were allergic, and dying from anaphylactic shock is really, really awful. So I don't know how talented you are with building things, or how you feel about lots of outdoor stuff or whatever, but that was immediately what I see. It's a download. I see it like a movie. So this was a matter of bad timing, bad luck. In the 1880s, there was no, epinephrine. There was nothing you could do, but it was as if the devil came out of the ground and just said, lunch. Does that make any sense to you?
It would explain the fear, because I've been stung by a hornet when I was a child in the ankle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's the only time I've ever been stung. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like when I go out to cut grass or anything like that, I have to do like a nice thorough check around every like possible like typical nesting area in the corners and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've like any kind of buzzing around my ear. It just
that's exactly
really
where it came from.
So you said 1800s?
1880s, 1890s in there.
1880s.
So and Amish, we're probably talking around Lancaster, Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania, things like that.
Wow, that'd be interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah.
So go take a look at some pictures of Amish barn raisings and see if it gives you a tweak.
Amish barn raisings.
Mm-hmm. You know anything about them? The Amish do it in a group, and they can raise a barn literally in a day. When you've got 20, 30, 40 working on it, the women are, feeding them, the guys are doing the work, and it's considered a very honorable service community sort of thing. Everybody supports everybody else, which is why when you got stung, when it was supposed to be a wonderful event, everybody just backed off, assuming, well, the devil's got this boy. Nobody helped.
Damn it. Oh.
The bad luck thing made me laugh.
Yeah, that's bad luck.
That's a reoccurring thing.
Behind the wrong door. Oh no.
So
poor guy.
Some of this makes sense, man.
Yeah. Connecting some dots there. Mm-hmm. It's a tough life to live when you're afraid of bees and wasps for no reason. Feels like, but
hey, I live in the Northern Catskills, so yeah, I get it. But
I've been attacked by bees, and I'm not afraid of them.
It's the click. It's the click. Why can I get past lives like this? Everybody's got a talent. Mm-hmm. And when the universe hands you your draft notice and you take it, it goes rifling inside you to see what you're good at. What do I have? Theater major at Brown University, acted in New York, so I understand characters, story arcs. Mm-hmm. Words are my drug of choice. I'm a writer. I can tell the stories. And I have been interested in history since I was a wee thing in single digits. So there can be somebody else who does past lives and me, and you show us the same vision. They may go, well, it's a big hat and a long skirt in some fancy building in Europe, maybe 18th, 19th century. I would be able to look and go, hobble skirt, picture hat. That's the Brandenburg Gate in back of you. So that's Berlin in 1911 or 1912. That's my skill. On the other hand, do not ask me to do spirit art for you because I cannot draw a stick figure with a sharp pencil and a lot of prayer. Not my wheelhouse. That's why we don't all do everything.
Now, I feel like I completely botched the card reading aspect of it all because I didn't ask a question for the card reading.
Either one of you guys have a question? Go ahead.
You might be able to help me out here. I got a real dumb one.
You don't know what
I'm nearly deathly afraid. Like, the cans of biscuits you buy at a grocery store.
Yeah.
I have to have my children who are 5 and 10 years old open those because I am almost deathly afraid to do it because it's like they pop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really scared of like stuff jumping out or a lot, if a balloon pops, nothing crazy like that ever bothers me. But something for some reason, these biscuit cans, I don't know, they ruin me. So I got to leave the room too. I can't be around it. I let them do it.
Why did I not know this about
I'm
you?
35 years old and I can't.
That's war. Again, this is past lives. This is not cards, but let me see if I can get it. What I'm seeing is, man, this is Vietnam. This is Vietnam. Maybe somewhere around Phnom Penh. And when you heard a snap or something that went past your ear, especially rice patties, that was Viet Cong. And that was snipers. So that's one of the reasons why it's still so heavy. Is Vietnam is real close. I mean, what year were you born?
89.
Okay. So, you maybe had 15 years between the lives. No more than that. No more than that.
Wow.
You did lose it from hitting a tripwire and got blown up.
That's crazy. Okay. Well, I'm going to watch where I walk for the rest of my life.
No. Look, I died in 1917 over Zanabek Ridge getting shot down. Most of my life, I had pains here, and we couldn't explain it. When I did a past life regression, which is not what I do retrieval, I saw the death, and these are where the bullet holes went in. I've never had those pains again. Once you know, it can go away. Now, it is true that in this life, I have vertigo. I couldn't get a pilot's license because I'm not supposed to be a pilot again this time. But my husband is, and I'm not afraid to fly in a plane.
Wild. Well, Corey, before we finish off here, I want you to plug where everyone can find you, what you do, your website, where they get your book, everything, so people can find it all.
Oh, they can't avoid me. They really can't. Everything is under Corbie Mitleid. My website is corbiemitleid.com. You can find me on Patreon, on YouTube. There's lots of good stuff on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook, Corbie Mitleid, Psychic at Fire Through Spirit. And the books are all on Amazon, but the one that your listeners will probably want is called The Psychic Yellow Brick Road, How to Find the Real Wizards and Avoid the Flying Monkeys. So.
Tremendous. Thank you. You gave us actually a little bit more time than we had planned in, so we definitely appreciate that.
No problem.
You are not only a very interesting person, you are a tremendous storyteller. This was incredible. Definitely will want to bring you back sometime in the future and kind of get some more stories and learn more about you because I had a lot of fun with this. So I really appreciate it.
To me.
Thank you so much, and we
Likewise.
look forward to talking to you again in the future. All right, so the interview was pretty nuts. Worth the wait. We had that set up for a few months, and then, like I said, I had to push it back a few more weeks because she was under the weather. But I think I would say it was worth waiting to have her at 100% because phenomenal storyteller. I'm kind of like a broken record with that, but we all kind of she almost was leading us in our own show for a half hour because we were all just kind of mesmerized with all these different stories and shit. And it's interesting, man. It was as advertised, I think, as far as what I expected and stuff like that. So
It's got a pretty legit website too.
I hope to have her back on again because I feel like I dropped the ball in the questions I could have asked as far as the ending portion of it. Like,
yeah,
dude,
we don't know
what we're doing.
Yeah,
we have no idea what we're doing.
The part with the card, like we're ready for a card reading here. Like I was going to get a card reading, and I asked a question that wasn't card reading.
Well, everybody's got a little bit in them.
I'm some Amish bitch who died by bee stings.
Hey, I stepped on a landmine. That's why I'm scared of biscuit cans. So
I didn't know you were scared of biscuits cans.
I didn't know
I
that.
hate
I
'em.
think that's
Hate
the
'em.
most fucking.
Hate 'em.
That's like the best news I've ever heard. Because now I'm just
Hate
gonna
them.
pick you up next Saturday
I was
full
gonna
of
say,
biscuits.
You don't do. No, hate
I'm
it.
gonna put some under my wheels so when I take off, they fucking
I am a fucking bitch, dude. I have my 5-year-old son open up a can of biscuits for me.
They don't know you're like 6'5", 300-something pound fucking big ass dude.
And they love
afraid
it.
of
They
biscuits.
think it's the fucking best. So I treat
You
it
ready,
like
Daddy?
I'm affording them this fucking opportunity.
Biscuit.
Hey, I'm letting you do this. Not that I'm fucking.
Can you help Danny out real quick?
Hate it.
Poor guy.
You just don't know when it's gonna pop, dude.
Yeah, you do. When you press on it hard enough, you know it's coming.
Not always.
It's like the
What are
Jack in the
you?
Box.
Are you using thumbs or spoon method? Have you used the spoon before?
Double thumb.
I just peel the shit,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's like, you know what I mean? And I don't like that.
Yeah,
Well,
sometimes
what you can do is push it against the counter and then pop it
Or
that
if
way,
it doesn't
and it's
pop,
not going
you
nowhere.
gotta bang it against the counter.
Just push it.
I think this is a skill issue and not a fear issue.
No, I don't.
This
I
can
don't-
be fixed.
I
No,
don't-
we figured that
No, I don't want to
he
do it.
hit a
I got a
tripwire.
got a good system going on over here.
You got a good system, Jax.
Yeah.
Alaya, get up here. Do you want biscuits or not? God damn it! You're like mad at
Pretty
them
much.
because you're mad at yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Let me leave the room. But yeah, Dilo,
You're around the corner. Is you around the corner?
we'll bring her back. Maybe fall or something.
Yeah.
After we come back and shit, we'll set something up because I think she'd be more than happy to pop back in and tell more stories, and
Yeah.
we'll do a legit card reading, all that stuff.
Dylan,
But
you
it
actually
was great, man.
died from a loan shark incident.
Well, next time we do have her on, I know Jen was very interested in asking her a couple questions because she has some fears of her own that she was.
Oh well, yeah, you should have
Laying down.
real quick. But
Yeah, should have, definitely should have, but yeah, we'll hopefully have her on again.
I told
like
her,
she
I
said.
told her we'll definitely bring her. We got to, man, because that was a lot of fun. And it was cool.
I'm just happy she enjoyed it herself. On the feeling was reciprocated for being how many episodes and how many podcasts she's been doing in the past, and to say that we've had a good interview with her, being
like she said, like she gets to do what she loves for a living and makes a solid living. I mean, it doesn't sound like she's rich by any means, but does well enough.
Got a couple books. I think she's got like
better than working at Walmart.
And the thing I did like that she said is the fact that she said she downsells people. Like there's people that could take advantage of us and be like, yeah, if you're gonna want to ask this, you're gonna want to do the fucking 4th tier thing instead of her saying like, just do the fucking 5-15 minutes in and out, save you some money. I think that's pretty cool. But I mean, it sounds like she's been doing it 40, almost 50 years. It sounds like, so at this point, I mean, she's done it all. But anyways, took a little just week off last week. How was the Mother's Day weekend? I cooked my absolute ass off Saturday and Sunday for Tori, but everything came out great. She enjoyed the meal. Ordered some flowers for her and my own mother. Shout out to Costco. They got them delivered. It's like Thursday or Friday they showed up. But
oh shit.
Yeah, ordering is probably the best way to go, dude. Like trying to go to the store and picking what's left or picking the variety that's set out there. It's usually just no bueno. Like just order the flowers. You're guaranteed flawlessness, and it's probably just the best way to go. I mean, like you're getting the real deal. You're probably spending more for the premium costs and shipping and all that stuff, but worth it.
Yeah, they were happy with it, and we went. Because Tori works weekends, so I asked her like, I'll either order something you want or I can cook something you want. She chose both days for me to cook, which whatever, I don't mind it. But my mom on Sunday, we went to this place in Toledo. It was a Korean barbecue / hot pot restaurant. And it was pretty cool because it's one of those places where like you cook at the table. So I actually cooked twice that fucking day. And there's a menu and everyone, it's like $30 a person, all you can eat. But the thing is there's a little bit of a twist there. And a curveball is whatever, like, because obviously everyone's gonna want a little bit of everything, especially me. I like to just nosh, dude. I want a little bit of this, a little bit of that, shit like that. But if you order a shit ton of meats and stuff like that, and you don't eat it all, they charge you like $14 a pound for whatever's left over. So it was me, my mom, my brother, and the 2 kids. Unlimited appetizers and shit. So they had shit like nuggets and French fries for them. So they were having the fucking time of their life. But all the different meats, seafoods, and stuff, and you just cooked right in the center of your table, and it was cool, man. It was
Nice.
delicious. We ate it all, so we had no payments afterwards, and it was good. It was good with it. The only thing I wish that they would have is maybe like some seasonings at the table. Like they have a whole like sauce bar. Like you pick all the different sauces and shit, but I wasn't necessarily able to season any of the shit I threw on the low cooking surface, which kind of sucked. But other than that, man, it was a cool little thing. Plus, they had the option between Korean barbecue, hot pot, or both. We just did the barbecue, but the hot pot is like they'll bring out basically a pot with whatever kind of broth you pick, and then you'll pick your meats and vegetables and noodles, rice, whatever you want to put in there, and then you'll eat that shit up too. So cool little experience.
Is that the place where like you take like the slices of meat and then you can dip it in the broth and it cooks the broth for like in like 10 seconds and you just eat the meat like that? Or is that a different place?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was cool, man. It was fun,
Nice.
and we did the thing. Everyone got taken care of.
Good shit. Yeah. I went up north. I saw the parent, Mama Bear over there, and kind of did like a joint Mother's Day / birthday for me. Even though it wasn't until Wednesday, but I mean, I wasn't going to see her after that point anyways, but she got me a nice coffee grinder with like a bag of dark coffee beans. And dude, this thing rips, man. I like my coffee and it's quiet, so you can put some fucking coffee beans in there. You hit the button for like, yeah, it's like really quiet blender, blends up the coffee beans to an either you can have like I forgot what the terminology is. It's like light, medium, for lack of a better term, light, medium, fine.
Yeah,
grind.
that's
So
probably it.
yeah, you press it, does it, stops on its own time, and then you can kind of like brush it into whatever and make your own coffee that way. But it's like, dude, gets the house smelling great, fresh coffee grains, and that was my birthday gift there. Then we went off and did a joint little Mother's Day family thing over there at Nagoya in Perrysburg. And your boy fronted the bill for 9 at Nagoya. So that was my.
I gotta ask, man, what did that set you back?
It was about $440-ish.
God damn.
Because anything, yeah, and yeah, it was a nice thank you.
I know
to
you
the
felt
moms
cool
there.
though. You felt cool as fuck, didn't you?
Oh, no doubt. It hurt a little bit, but then like,
well, yeah. But when you're
at
like,
the same
yeah,
time, it's just like,
I'll
you know,
take that.
Yeah, you're like,
you fucking drop your cock on the table.
Whenever I do some shit like that, I start calculating how many hours that took me to accumulate. Like how much of my paycheck for the week did that just eat up?
Yeah, I told Jen, she was sitting next to me. He's like, it's okay. I ran Chicago Friday.
Yeah, you're right. That's every time I buy some dumb shit. Like, all right, I bought a 3D printer. Well, I had 58 hours for the week. Fuck it.
Yeah. So I mean, it felt good. Like, yeah, it definitely felt good being in a position to be able to like return the favor because it was like her mom, dad, sister, my mom, like me, Jen, and then our kids.
It's nice to be able to even have that as an
option.
Like
they've done so much for us. Yeah, they've done so much for us in the years past, helping out, raising the kids when they can, and come visit and stuff, and help us with like watching the kids so we can go on our dates and such. So it was nice to return the favor. I mean, it's a small drop in the bucket compared to what they've done for us over the years. So it was nice to return.
Shrimp?
Oh, they didn't do shrimp. They did little pieces of chicken.
Okay.
Oh, but oh yeah, your boy caught the piece of chicken on the first try.
You're always known as the Glizzy Gobbler. I'm not surprised.
You get some yum yum sauce.
We got yum yum sauce for the rice, dude. That stuff, like, it was so good, dude. The food was like top notch. Like, and my mom told the waitress that it was my birthday unknowingly, so they came in and were like, "Is it someone's birthday?" And it's like, "It's not mine," because I didn't know. And yeah, they gave
You
me
fucking
this,
dropped the ball on your own birthday.
yeah, it was like this.
Not
They had
mine.
like this deep fried ice cream.
Yeah.
So there's like a deep fried ice cream cake. So they got me that with some like pineapple and stuff, and they hit the gong thing and sang me happy birthday, and it was a good time, man. It was a good time.
We were gonna go to Nagoya, but we made an audible into Sakura instead. I didn't feel like driving, so we're like, all right, we'll go here.
We all went Asian, but I went Korean. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
out of us.
Traitor, fucking traitor.
Well, I mean, knowing my past life makes a little more sense now.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, we went there. Had a good time. Then we had a new addition to the family. We've got a bird now.
Oh, they're toward the truck.
No, that wasn't for that. I got her a bird. I did get a truck, but that's different. Got me a Frontier.
That's right behind you.
It is right behind me. It is a bad unit.
See, I was wanting to get a new car, dude.
Can you flip this bird?
No, it's not that kind of bird. That's past life. That's my
I got
past
two
life.
birds for you right here, Joe. I'm just kidding.
That ain't the kind of bird we're dealing with. No, it's a little parakeet.
Nice.
She wanted to call him Pierre, but we always have dumbass names for our animals. So now we're sticking with kind of a French name. He's Jean-Claude. But instead of Jean-Claude Van Damme, it's Jean-Claude, like Claus, Space Jam. So
Nice.
Jean-Claude Space Jam the bird. And he likes that song. You can play music for him. He'll dance around and shit, right? And he likes that Space Jam, the come on and jam. You know, that shit from the original movie? He starts getting into it, dude. Little goofy animal.
I did forget to mention, for anyone who does go to Nagoya and doesn't know already, if you do get steak, substitute it for filet, and you could substitute it no matter what. Because I got like everything. So I got like the chicken, shrimp, and steak. That's like their triple play, whatever they call it. And but you can substitute the steak for filet. Filet is far superior than the steak. Trust me on it. It's well worth.
I think that's a known.
Well worth
I mean,
the
the superior part, not the
Was it like a
substitute.
$20 upcharge?
No, it's like $4 or $5, maybe $6.
Oh, that ain't that crazy.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's well worth it. Like it's like compared to like chewing your steak compared to, which is a good steak. Don't get me wrong, but compared to like the fillet, it's like melting in your mouth.
You can drink it. You can drink your steak.
Did you need rolls?
Fun. What's that?
You need rolls?
I did. I had to go for the Nagoya rolls, dude.
Sure.
Hands down, Nagoya rolls. You can't beat it. But that was fun. That's funny. Like, I don't think anyone was going to get appetizers until I was like, I got one check. Everyone go fucking appetizer.
God damn it!
I mean, me and Jen
fucking adding it all up in your head, watching.
Yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Like,
2 appetizers.
You guys like sweating, looking around.
Yeah. I'll take another beer.
I don't like when people pay for me, man. Like,
no, I enjoyed it.
My father-in-law was sneaking in there. Like, we went to this pizza place yesterday. He just paid for everybody. Because I'm at the, like, you know, we all file in single file. It's a small place. And he just pays for everybody up front. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, I got it.
Yeah, especially like in your mindset that you are gonna pay for it yourself.
Yeah.
So you're just ordering whatever the fuck you want. And then they're like, yeah I got it.
God damn it. Like, I would have never got, you know, at Longhorn a $40 piece of meat. I would never do that to you.
I'm going to Roadhouse tonight, boys.
I'm going to Joe's Smokehouse.
Is this the first time you've been since I'm still here?
No, I've been a couple times after that. Yeah,
still here. That's such a fucking funny.
The next, dude.
Right.
The next day.
I almost had a Dylan thing happen to me yesterday. We went to Balance, and you know, you order your food, and we sit down and get it. Well, you know, whatever. It takes a minute. I go up, grab it, sit down with it. I'm eating one of the tacos I get. Then they get the message, your order's ready. Yeah, no shit. Fucking halfway through it, I almost wanted to do the Dylan. I know. I was just gonna send it back to it. Yeah, oh shit.
Or just go up there and be like, my order's
still
ready.
here.
Still here.
Dude, you know I chuckled my ass off when I sent that text. Though,
Yeah,
laying
because
in my
you
bed at
thought
night.
that there was a
Yeah,
human
but
being on
only
the
you
other
knew
side.
about it. You know what I mean? Like that's like
Yeah, no one sees
That
it.
was read by no one but you.
uh,
But it's
but
that's
it's
the
still
part.
funny, dude.
Yeah, that's what makes it funny.
Yeah,
That's
What a
good,
I'm going there
man.
tonight.
Sounds like all the moms in our lives got hooked up, so that's good. Enjoyed their weekend. Like I said, unfortunately, Tori had to work all weekend, but that's just her regular schedule. But you, Joe, that whole week you were off, so that was probably
yeah.
nice.
I was
had
just
pretty
fucking around.
eventful week, man. You got a little zoo trip.
Yeah, man, we went to the zoo. Dude, it's awesome. The zoo is so cool.
We have a membership. I want to go. But
Yeah, man.
I'm always
Actually, I ran
fucking
into Tori and Jax when I was there. Remember? So I ran into
Really?
them in the aquarium. The aquarium is one of my favorite, and so is the science museum part. They have this like Amazon jungle walk, and it doesn't look that crazy, right? It looks like two double doors. Like, you open a door, go to a little airlock, open another door, like you're going to a grocery store.
like human in there, right?
Oh yeah, it's like 99% humidity. It's nuts. They've got little animals and shit all over, right? In this, there are little dart frogs everywhere. I mean, like they're on the sidewalk, they're on the trees, like there's just like little, black and green ones, orange ones, blue ones, like itty bitty little dart frogs just jumping around. It was super cool. You're like, oh man, I'm like in the legit jungle. This is cool. You go through the path and check it out. Come to find out, there's an overhang. You can go upstairs and go into the same room, but now you're up high. And they've got these birds and shit. Like, it's crazy, dude. Like, to be part of it. And then they've got another section too. Where it's like the almost like prairies of Ohio type thing. They've got like box turtles and snakes and stuff just out. Like, you just walk through a door. You're in with the animals. You know what I mean? Garter snakes and shit. You're just in it. It's super sweet, dude. So I suggest get your people and go. It's one of the best zoos in the country, apparently. We were spoiled. Straight spoiled with that shit.
I want to go. I don't know when, but I want to go.
Yeah. Dude, going during the week when you're on, like we went on Wednesday, there was a couple field trips and shit, but with the membership, I didn't wait in line. I mean, I think I was behind one person putting their card back in their wallet, but that was it. Walked right in. Here you go. Whoop, see you.
Yeah, man.
It was awesome, dude. The zoo was so awesome.
Yeah, zoo rules for sure.
The rides are cheap too. Like at the train at the carousel, it was only $3. I was thinking it's gonna be like $10 a pop.
You guys get lunch there too?
No, we ate
still have,
before,
like, the-
and I think I got maybe a snack for like grapes or something goofy. I brought food in a bag.
I wonder if they still had that cafe. Do they have like the Tiger Cafe or something?
They do, yeah, but it was closed. They were power washing it or something.
Damn, dude, it's always something. That thing's like the McFlurry machine over there.
You're not wrong. I think the last time I was there was closed too. What's wild though? I remember being young enough that when we went to the zoo, I saw a tiger in those cages at one point.
Really?
I remember I remember I was real little. I barely remember it, but I remember because if you remember how the cages are on the outside of the thing,
yeah,
like in the corners are like more rounded. I remember seeing a tiger in there, and I was just like, "Holy shit, this is great!" Now they're letting people eat in there and shit. But
good food.
I had a good vacation, just doing shit, hanging out with my kid.
I'm counting down the days. I got 8.5 working days.
Oh god,
finally on vacation.
that's like a month in a truck.
Absolutely. I know for sure. Because especially with us having the holiday weekend next weekend, that following week will be busy as shit for sure. Trying to catch up. Just missing one day on trash, dude, it's fucking nuts. Like the residential guys, whenever we have a holiday off during the week, they got to work Saturdays, so they almost hate having
Yeah, that's like a ripoff. What's the point?
Yeah, I mean they got to, man, because
you get like a premium
impossible. No, well you'll get your overtime and shit because you only got to work 32 hours that week to get.
Oh yeah, because you're getting a free 8 hours, I guess.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it sucks for them.
It sucks.
But if not, there's a whole fucking neighborhood that won't get their trash taken.
Yeah,
I've been August.
Roll off, which I do. We don't have to Work Saturday, but we still
You're pretty
go
much
fuck-
all commercial, right? I mean, there's probably a handful of residentials, but
No.
Yeah, I go to fucking vacation in August. First week of August. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. Have some ideas. Maybe go to the zoo one of those days. But
Go to
I know that-
Lancaster. Go home, buddy.
It's funny that you say that
hey,
because
go home.
I mean last year's vacation was Amish country, so
Dude,
Not by
all the
choice.
pieces are adding up.
felt like home, dude.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Felt like home. I can't fucking stand this guy.
No, it was nice. It was nice to like Airbnb in like the. I mean, it wasn't like off the map because you still had internet and shit. Unlike some other place that we went to in Kentucky. Oh my god, that was terrible, dude. Like no
First
AC.
problem, Kentucky.
Like I mean, we showed up in the middle of the night, so it's like off the beaten path in the woods. Like you felt like you're about to drive off a cliff. We had to stay on the gravel path to get to your cabin, and then our cabin was just no AC. It wasn't
Oh.
suitable for a 2 and 3 year old, and like it was bad. So like we ended up staying with her parents. It was in a
Dude,
little bit better spot,
when I
but-
book
I get it.
anything like that, like we got this Hocking Hills thing coming up in a few weeks, AC. That's the first thing I'm going to look at.
yeah, 100%.
And then Wi-Fi isn't the biggest thing, but since we're gonna be in the middle of fucking nowhere where you just don't have any service of any kind, it's nice that we're gonna have it to fucking pull up where we're gonna go. And
Right.
then as long as
Yeah.
while you're under Wi-Fi, type in your shit on the map or whatever, it'll like download the directions. So once you do lose service, the map will still take you where you gotta go instead of just shutting off or some shit.
Hockey
Yeah.
Hills is a good option too.
It's nice, man. I mean, it's really secluded, and like some of them trails are pretty sweet.
Yeah,
And
Jen
it's
mentioned
just,
Myrtle Beach too, so I don't know.
Yeah, I heard Myrtle Beach is ghetto as fuck now. So good luck.
Not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, I heard it is a shithole compared to what it used to be. I mean, that's also the internet. I mean, it could be wrong. It's like TikTok, That's where I
Hocking
get
Hills
all my
probably isn't that
information
far
from.
from you.
Probably not. What is it in Tennessee or something like that?
No, it's Ohio.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Shit, I didn't know that.
Laurelville, Ohio is where we got to go, and it's 3 hours from
Aldenville.
where I'm at. Laurelville, yeah.
See,
It's
Hocking Hills
dude.
State
Yeah, it's got to
Park.
be so close to you. Holy shit!
My bird's chirping.
Hocking Hills State Park is 2 hours.
Ain't bad. Yeah.
I think it's more east.
Hey,
Where you're at.
just south of home. Just south of home, Lancaster.
Anyways,
I'm
got a
coming
mill?
home.
fucking hillbilly.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious. Explains why
Yeah,
the chin
dude.
strap came in first.
True.
It does.
Why you like to lift, man? Those guys, I want to be strong. You got to fucking lift them barns.
Yeah, I'm not good at building stuff. Or I would have.
Yeah, because you died too early to get good at it.
True.
That's true. I don't know how young I was. I forgot to ask in the image, but
I think you're old enough.
old enough to start.
Old enough
Old
to
enough,
get
die.
killed.
old enough to die. Old enough for people not to care and just watch me die. So
That's fucked.
Or do we know? I mean, I don't know. She didn't. I don't know if she said you were alone or not. It sounded like you were by yourself.
she said someone helped.
She said they stepped back and let him eat
Yeah.
shit.
She's like, well, the devil got that boy.
It's probably because you went off on them because you gambled your last shilling on a horse race.
Fuck.
All right, just let him have a breather out in the barn. Leave him alone.
Fuck, dude. I'm serious. I have to check the fucking yard.
You're known for flipping out, so like they just let you freak out in the barn.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm dead. I'm dead serious, dude. Like a bee, fucks with me.
Yeah,
It's 20-minute
Man,
recess before I go back out there.
that's wild because I've literally been attacked by bees, bro. I think I had like
Yeah,
16,
like the last
17
5 years,
stings.
I feel like I averaged probably like 3 or 4 fucking wasp stings. They fucking suck for sure.
Yeah, they do. Especially it's unexpected.
Like
It's
as soon as the
fucking-
temp is above like 60 degrees, they're just fucking everywhere. I'd say, what the fuck?
I hate
man?
it. It ruins my day. I can't be outside. Especially, I found out that like paper wasp, like your most common wasp, they love water. So like the girls like being in the swimming pool and stuff, and me blowing up the pool and all that stuff. As soon as you get the water out, I got to take it down immediately, or there's gonna be a nest the next couple of days somewhere in the house. Fucking love water.
Before we jump in the mill, man, I started watching Sopranos, and it's been fucking awesome. And I wish I would have started earlier.
Do you like that opening episode where they like run that guy down with the car?
To be honest, because I first tried to watch it a few years ago. The first couple episodes are a little slow.
They are, dude. I'm falling out of it.
I fell out of it quick, but I like clips and shit started popping up on TikTok. And I was like, all right, dude, like some of this shit's pretty sweet. So picked back up, kind of trekked through some of the slower parts of season 1. I'm almost through season 2. It's been a great ride, man. So
funny you mentioned TikTok, because TikTok has made me watch all sorts of shit. Like I just started to watch. I'm about to start watching Atlanta with Don Glover or Childish Gambino. It looks pretty funny. I see clips of that. I guess it's his cousin or something in the show, Paperboy.
Yeah,
I've seen those clips, but like I never watched it. But I'm like, man, I keep coming across different clips. I'm like, this seems actually pretty entertaining. I'm gonna have to, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV, right? So I don't ever get to see what's cool anymore. I'm out of touch.
Only other thing I really had was like, what are your guys' thoughts on the 25-cent viewing booth? Like, are you getting it done with just a quarter? I mean, obviously the inflation. I don't know if that's even still
the dollar
anymore.
Booth.
Yeah,
the $1.25
guys, we're getting it done with a quarter. Like, I always wonder, like, is it just play a certain scene? Like, you don't even get to choose. Do you get to choose
I don't know, man.
Let's say 2-minute clip.
So I think maybe it depends on how pent up somebody is. You know what I mean? Because there's been some times there was, all right, well, what am I going to do with the rest of my day? I had this block of time blocked off.
Because I still see, I mean, people going to these places, which is
the
crazy.
more I've done it, the more time I need.
All right.
As far as like, I've seen this one.
Because you're a freaky ass dude, man. You'd 69 God.
Anyway,
I would 69 God, or am I a 69 God?
Oh, well, you tell me.
I can't speak on that, so
I don't know if I misheard you.
I can't either. Do you classify yourself as such?
No, I do not.
69 God.
No.
No, it's a line from that Kendrick Lamar song. Not Like Us.
Oh, gotcha.
I obviously had to change one of the words, but well,
Why is
speaking
that?
of, when she got in her little R-rated story, I wasn't sure what she was about to say.
I was going to say I would prefer
so mild. I've said worse shit in public, walking around.
Yeah, unrated director's cut, please. Unrated sidekick's cut.
That's what I call my wife. I didn't say that shit. But...
She's like, funny you say that.
Tonight, and it'll probably go terrible.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, don't do that.
That's my little wife. Well, she's not my wife anyway, so yeah, it'd go really bad.
I was thinking about making those like relationship TikToks with Jen, and doing all like those trends that they always do on TikToks.
Why not, man? I'd love to see some D-Lo TikTok content.
Some content. I need to do something. Got to bring back the, like you said, we showed at what last episode? My viral clip or viral?
Yeah, bring back the cinematics, dude.
Bring back the cinematics. That's a good
Snapchat stories used to put some time into those.
Yeah, instead of Snapchat stories, just make it content for our TikTok.
Yeah,
unreal.
There you go. But deal. We got a couple of things to get into in the middle here. One definitely a big one for you and I, but
a little sprinkle mill.
Get into it, man.
Fuckers not even paying attention.
Never am. I've seen that shit about 1,000 fucking times.
Actually,
it means a lot to him, man. Give it to him. Let him do it.
What the fuck?
Do it again, Dylan. Always watching.
Fucking asshole.
That better?
Much
You were
better.
doing the different angles there for a while. I thought you were going to change it up every week.
I only
waiting for you
got
to pop
fucking
out of
three
those,
Dude,
angles.
I would
pop out of the
dude.
curtains, dude. Next time.
No, heads up. If you had how you have the top down, if you showed 100% second camera, something totally different behind you, switches to that one, I would shit my pants.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Yeah, you had a camera by your door or some shit.
Yeah, boop. He just looks over. There's another one. Looks up. There's another one. Oh God, I think I fucked up. I gave him the idea, and he's gonna do it.
I see what I can
really
do.
hope.
Hilarious. Yeah. But like I said, we had a wonderful guest this evening, morning, afternoon, however, or what time you'll be listening to this episode. We had a wonderful guest. So we're going to be sprinkling in a little bit of the mill as well to catch you up on some things that you might have missed throughout the week. But how could you have missed this breaking news? Not really breaking news, but a official trailer, if you will, for NCAA 25. If you ever played the original series, this is a huge day for you, and marks the date of when productivity across America is going to plummet as dynasties and road to glories will be of the utmost importance starting June 19th. I believe that's a Friday. But if you're like myself and got your hands on the MVP bundle, which they had on sale if you have an EA Access account, where you can get the deluxe edition of NCAA 25 and the deluxe edition of Madden 25, which I'm pretty sure they already had a Madden 25. I'm surprised they didn't name it something else. But Madden 25, nonetheless, plus all of this extra perks. You get early access, I think, June 16th. Which would be a Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever day it is.
Usually Tuesday they drop shit on Tuesdays.
You get like 3 days early. I think 3-day early access is what it is. So maybe probably Tuesday's right.
But is it like the $100-some-odd edition now? What's the
after tax? I got it for like $145. That's a roundup from change.
That's nuts,
144 and change. Yeah, I mean in the grand scheme of things, but if you do plan on getting Madden and NCAA, then you're basically getting 2 deluxe editions.
Yeah, I mean, I get that idea.
Price of 2 standards separately. So I mean, even if you don't care about,
I guess games have been $60 for like 30 years.
They're $70 now.
Yeah, 70.
So the price. That's what I'm saying, though. The price up makes sense. But I keep seeing this. Yeah. We had a dude talking about at work. He was talking about the F1 24 is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $110 or some shit.
Yeah, for like some special. Extra
yeah,
and stuff.
Watch them. We'll see GTA 6 with some shit like that. I bet.
100. Dude, I bet you it's gonna have its own subscription fee or something stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but everything I'm hearing about,
I'll pay it, but I don't want to.
I just won't. I won't even probably play online. Then I'll do the story mode. The story modes are always awesome.
That's true.
Online heists though, dude, with friends, those are always great. Let's be honest now. Story mode's great.
Yeah.
But
that's not a bad deal, Dylan, I guess, but I don't know. I mean,
it's really not.
With NCAA coming out towards the end of July, Madden's like middle of August. I mean, you're gonna be balls deep in NCAA. You're gonna drop that and start playing Madden.
No,
I'm not. No, hell no. I'm not dropping it.
I feel like
nobody's
gonna play
Madden at some point. Yeah, I'm still gonna play Madden, especially if they make it to where they had the last series where you can import your Road to Glory into the current Madden. Like that'd be a game changer if you're able to.
Are you talking about your NCAA imported into?
Yeah, so like you create your little college dude, your college athlete, go through junior, senior year. You can used to be able to import.
If they don't do that, that's a fumble. That's such a hard fumble because you're gonna you're selling them together. You know what I mean? So they obviously are thinking about shit like that. But they haven't had NCAA in 10 goddamn years. They better make it work like that.
The disappointing, but non-surprising part is, especially when you buy that little bundle there, is it's more mainly focused around stupid fucking Ultimate Team. So other than like the 3-day early part, and everything else is just Ultimate Team based. So I just
are they uninitiated? But what the fuck is that?
You had to expect it because that's their bread and butter. That's what they.
What's the Ultimate Team? I don't know what that is.
You just buy packs of these fucking cards and of players and shit, and you'll build a team. Yeah, all kind of shit, dude. And you play people online, and obviously the more money you spend, the better cards you get, and just
What is that, huh?
microtransaction out the ass. Shit, but
It's
they
not
did.
loot boxes. It's surprise mechanics.
Classic Dynasty mode is back. In this mode, players create a coach, pick one of the 134 FPS programs, establishing a coaching staff and building from there. Recruiting will encompass both high school prospects and the transfer portal for the first time. Players can also create a new school through Team Builder.
Nice.
EA also said Road to Glory is also back and will involve creating an individual player and go through their college career. Players will have to manage their weekly schedule, GPA, and image, as well as earn coach trust to get more playing time. Players will also have the option of entering the transfer portal. One new game mode is called Road to College Football Playoff, an online format that will be playable across consoles, which is cool, cross-platform. EA describes this feature as such: will you represent your university or take a power school to climb the polls? Earn rank by upsetting the toughest opponents and securing the votes you need to progress and level up divisions. Play your way into the playoffs and battle for the national championship. So that could be kind of cool. So that's a whole online thing too, which is kind of dope.
It's like that duos thing, Super Bowl duos that we're playing.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Let's see.
I heard a big thing though. While you're looking through that,
EA confirmed that the Play a Friend, Road to the CFP, and Ultimate Team online modes will be playable across platforms as well.
I'm assuming Dynasty's in cross-platform.
I think so, but what kind of sucks is because we were already trying to set up some shit in the Discord there, but most of those guys are PC folk,
Yeah,
and it doesn't
won't
look to be coming out on PC, at least off the rip. So
I don't know why I don't get
That's
Discord notifications, man. I miss out on almost every message on
Better
that
yet, why would
Discord.
it not be on PC?
Yeah, especially because I mean it's cross-platform between Xbox
Yeah.
and PlayStation. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just welcome in PC because like
I think
said
you
right
can't
in
have
there,
PC at all online because of the mods, because they don't want people making players that aren't paid.
I don't know. That's
Yeah, but
just
still, it's
stupid.
stupid.
That's a big thing because PC were always making the mods. That's how you saw like people playing like these college games when it wasn't released, and like they can't make rosters, they can't make like custom rosters aren't going to be allowed to upload to the community because they don't want anyone being having their likeness portrayed in the video game whatsoever without them having the contract in hand or paid or however they settled it.
That's, I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
it's kind of lame. I mean, it. I mean, we like I said, we've been talking about that shit, doing an online dynasty with a lot of those guys, and now half the fucking groups cut out. So
Is the Xbox
Get a console,
Series
man.
X still $500?
I
Get
don't
the
know.
Series S
Probably.
for like 300 probably.
I know, but if I'm gonna get one, I get the like.
Yeah, but those
that's
guys
the-
like because I mean you can basically get just about any other game on PC. I don't know why you wouldn't want to just buy a fucking Xbox just
That's what I'm. Yeah, I wouldn't do that at
for
all.
one game. Maybe they will. I mean, fuck, that'd be cool. But
Well, shit. What I don't get
wouldn't.
is like you could use like I use a PS4 controller on my PC if I want to use a controller type game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hooks. It's wireless. Everything. It does everything like how it should. I just don't get it, man. Why do you not release it?
But it's good news. I mean, we've been hearing all the stuff along the way, just never got a release date. Now we got it. We've seen the reveal trailer, and now we know the game modes. It's got all the classic shit on there. It does got that stupid fucking Ultimate Team, but at least we'll have the classic shit that everyone came to know and love, way back. So it's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I'm trying to get that Friday off, so we'll see what happens.
I might call off Thursday, Friday. Get a 2-for-1. Might get the
Let's
2-for-1. But yeah, we'll see. I'm definitely excited. Fully bricked, actually. So
wow.
I'm ready for it. Can't wait for it to drop. We're a month today away. That's the 19th right now. So we are a month away.
2 months.
2 months. I thought it was June.
July 19th.
Oh, it's July 19th? Damn
Yes,
it, man.
yep.
2 months away.
Almost there.
Damn it, dude. Almost there. But I mean, it seemed like only a couple months ago that they postponed it in a whole nother year. So I remember that news being dropped. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. In other news, we had or I should say, I had the new McDonald's Bacon Cajun Ranch Chicken Crispy Deluxe, and it was
good shit,
actually
ain't it?
it was pretty damn good.
Fucking
It was
A, dude.
pretty damn good. Now I feel like the topping, like when you get the deluxe, I think they just need to do with the shredded lettuce. I think they need to get like sliced lettuce or something, you know?
Oh, you don't like
Because-
the you? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, because it seems like it's like the sprinkle of lettuce. It's just either not enough lettuce, and they have like these like abysmal tomato slices on there. Like, they could do better with the veggies.
My
If it's gonna be a
thought was
deluxe.
like when because I tried it first as is, as you should, you know, just get the full
Yep.
thing. But after that, because I've gotten it twice since, I got it without pickle. Because the pickle, that's I
was
mean,
thinking
when
the same
eating it
thing,
with the
dude.
pickle, that's all I was tasting. You know
That's
what
why
I
you
mean?
said
And
it. I was
I
thinking the
like
same
pickles,
thing.
but like it was overbearing on the rest of the sandwich. Like you didn't get any of the Cajun sauce, you didn't get any of the actual chicken. It was just all fucking vinegar and pickle taste.
I don't think now that I think about it, they might have forgot the pickles on my deluxe.
You got pickled, huh?
Yeah, you ordered
Gave
off
you
the
the
app,
other
right?
pickle.
No, I went right through drive-through before work.
D'Lo, come on, man. I had you learn. What are you doing?
No, I used my app still. I just didn't
Okay,
order through the app. I got a free Big Mac.
Okay,
Free
good.
Mac.
All right.
All right, you
I
did
got
it.
a free Big Mac, and I ordered the meal of the Cajun sandwich. I wasn't
Good.
planning on to. I just saw it on there. It was like limited
'Cause
time.
I know that they had a. Well, you used the free Big Mac thing, so you couldn't use it anyway. But they had the half off crispy McChicken. So
Hey, did I tell you I tried those Arby's wraps that you mentioned?
Might get that for lunch.
no, what'd you think?
They were pretty good. I
Yeah,
like
right.
them. Only problem is I ordered. I got some for me and J Dog. I got I think 2 ranch ones, 2 honey mustards, and I don't know. The honey mustard didn't seem as strong as I would have liked, but it's good. You know what I mean? I like
I thought the ranch tasted almost identical to the.
That's what I'm
Okay.
getting at. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't much difference.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get that crispy chicken.
You, I forgot to ask, man, because it was just your birthday and all that stuff.
Oh
Were you a
god,
big 2-9?
2-9 on the doorstep
2-9,
of 30.
baby.
Last lap around the sun in my 20s.
Next year we'll all be in the 30s, baby. At least for another year or two.
Yeah,
I'm old as fuck.
oh
Oh well.
Did you get sucked?
whoa!
There, that's what I was waiting for. I knew he
I
was gonna say
signed an
that.
NDA, so I had to.
Just for an NDA that when
That
it
was
didn't
the
happen
agreement.
either.
That was the
This
agreement.
isn't. Not only is this not happening, you can't talk about it. It not happening.
You can't talk about it not happening.
Y'all can't be fucking Joe, all right?
I
I don't want to
New
fuck Joe.
truck and get
Yeah,
fucked.
Sometimes you get your life in order, man. I don't know.
Are you trying
Well-
to fuck Joe?
That's what it sounds like. That's what it came off like that.
Yeah, we all can't be fucking Joe.
Only one person is. She ain't here.
That's fair.
Hmm.
Nah,
Watch out, dude. He's gonna reach around that driver's seat next Saturday.
hey, we you know,
Especially if he has a little 9%er, you're in trouble, man.
I got
Okay.
reservations. I got my scuba certification for tonight. So
All right. Anyways,
Whoa.
this
Whoa,
back seat, the truck's back seat isn't as big as the Wagoneer, so don't get that weird. All right.
Just put
we'll
him in
figure it
bed.
out. We'll figure it out.
Unreal.
What's you got, man?
Yeah, you said that someone requested a Post Malone song review, but I haven't really listened to Post Malone in quite some time. I've been really into the heavy metal, like Polaris and Caskets and Dayseeker and all those kind of bands, that style. Because
Channel
really,
40,
the only
huh?
times I do listen to music is to A, I need to wake up driving, or B, I'm working out, get blood pumping. So other than that, it's usually podcasts and radio shows. But I did take a listen to some of the most recent Post Malone drops and his new category in country music, and it's my overall opinion on it. He can do whatever he wants. Really, he's kind of versatile. It shows his versatility, and I personally liked him more in the Beer Bongs and Bentley era. That's the Post Malone that I liked listening to. Better beats. I'm not big on country, but I don't hate country. I mean, I listen to it while I'm cutting grass sometimes to feel real country, and get back to my 1800s.
I'm on my tractor.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't
Building
fucking
barns
barns
and
this guy sometimes.
But yeah, it was all right. Morgan Wallen, the newer style of country. I don't even know if there's like a specific category.
Is that guy going to jail for
category of
throwing a
country.
chair or whatever?
Huh?
Is that guy still in trouble for throwing a chair? Was that him?
I don't know. He's always in
Yeah.
trouble for something, dude. Throwing chairs, getting wasted, and canceling an entire show that everyone
Hell
showed up
yeah.
to already. But yeah, like I mean,
Saying words that you're not supposed to say.
yeah, he could. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Oh,
So
yeah, that was a whole thing for a minute, but
damn it. But yeah, yeah, Post Malone, country singer. I mean, hopefully it's not like a foregone conclusion that he is in this era of music now, or this category of music now, because I hope he brings back genre. Thank you. I hope he brings back the Beer
He's
Bongs
just
style.
one video, shooting Bud Light away from being Kid Rock, basically at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
Jelly Roll. People don't ever want
Kid
to
Rock,
talk about that.
that was like the same path. Kid Rock started as a rapper.
So Jelly Roll too. He's
Yeah.
huge country star.
Is what Post Malone like the
People
what is it
hate
called?
Post Malone because he did the same exact shit these other people did, or are currently doing. Start with rap, or more of a hip hoppy.
Is it a business move? Like,
I
are they
don't
trying
know.
to garner a different audience while
Well,
maintaining this audience that they already had?
I think country music sells the most. I think country music sells the most out of all the genres of music.
Yeah, especially like that Jelly Roll dude. Like he had a very niche audience, and then now he's like,
yeah, I don't blame him
probably
at all.
top 5 act.
Well, better yet,
And the
like,
shit's good. Like the music's good too.
you change in life. I don't like the same shit I liked when I was 20.
That's fair.
I mean, like, different. I'm in a whole different phase of life than I was. You know what I mean? I don't do any of the same shit I used to do.
You know?
What's that?
So I used to listen to Gucci Mane on the reg. So
I still do, but
yeah, I could never give that up.
yeah, I mean, I don't feel like Gucci Mane anymore, but I still like what he's doing. The old, whipping soda in the kitchen, Gucci.
Well, like you said earlier, man, you got different birds now. It's a whole different.
Yeah, totally different bird life.
yeah, there it is.
All the time he's flipping is in his cage, flipping out.
Boom. What did you? Oh, I did because we're not gonna play the video on here, but I figure we just talk about it because like it's he's been in the news for the last couple months. Is Diddy a video surfaced from I think it was TMZ, of course, because they get their hands on everything of a hotel video from about I think 7 or 8 years ago.
What do you think the payoff was?
Him and Cassie. And it's pretty rough. So I don't know if you haven't seen it. Like I said, we're not gonna play it on here. I don't think it's too hard to find, especially on fucking X, Twitter. They'll throw all that kind of.
You mean live leak?
You don't gotta look for it. Yeah, it's basically essentially what it is. I mean, like they just the other day. It's a whole other side of the spectrum and very funny. Well, I'll show you guys a video too. But a video popped up at the time of this dude who had a fucking sword. Sticking a gas pump up his ass while he was stroking his pipe.
Yeah.
You seen that, Dylan?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Wild, dude.
Dude, I am glad I don't have that shit on my phone.
Yeah, look it up. Just look up gas.
No, why would I want to?
You gotta, it's just wild, man.
Oh, I don't have a VPN on right now. God damn it.
A gas pump up his ass while also having an absolute wrench. It's crazy. It's a whole thing.
Gas pump guy? Oh,
that's just what it is. You don't even go looking for the shit. It's just.
Was he an old man or something?
Yeah, he was. He was lost. Yeah, someone got a tattoo on the calf.
Almost, he has a look on his face like, dude, mind your own fucking business. Let me do my thing here.
Trying to pump over here.
Yeah.
Pump in the back, pump in the front.
Some country, it's definitely not in this country, surprisingly enough. But
Yeah, I don't know. He
anyways, the moral of that story is just like you don't have to go looking for any of this shit anymore. It's just Elon has his people pump
What the
this shit,
fuck? Come
no
on,
pun
man.
intended, on your timeline, and that's where I seen this video. It's maybe some triggering stuff for some
Why did I
people.
do this to
So
myself?
if you're one of those people, I wouldn't go look for it, but it just kind of goes against because he put out a whole post like a month ago saying like all these allegations against him and stuff are just totally false. He's never done any of the stuff that he's being blamed for, and boom, the proof is in the pudding. And I think it came out that he paid off that hotel not to put out the videos and stuff. But
I wonder what that was money wise,
anyway.
and then I wonder what the TMZ "Hey, we'll buy that video" payoff is.
I seen it was only like $50K that he paid. So TMZ, I'm sure, probably came over top with something a lot more than that.
There's
50K
55.
for like a big ass company like that. It's probably like nothing. But
Hey, here's $100,000 cash.
it'll be interesting to see because they settled out of court. So I don't know what you do with that at this point. But obviously, I think it's
damage even
about
more.
a wrap for him. It's fucked up, man. He's real.
If it wasn't
real
already.
twat, real
Yeah.
bitch for that move.
Dude,
Actually,
I don't.
he's a tough guy. I just hate people like that. But
I've
it
never
just
even
sucks
thought
that
about that.
it continues this fucking streak of just like all these dudes in shows and movie stars, etc., that we watched and loved as kids and even into adulthood have all turned out to be fucking just terrible people.
Yeah.
And he's another one
Welcome to
down that
Hollywood.
line, man. I mean, a month ago we talked about the Dan Schneider shit and all them shows we watched as a kid, all of that and all that stuff and everything we learned about that, and just crazy, man. One after
Unreal.
another. Who the fuck knows what's
These are your
next?
heroes.
Yeah. So
I always want to be P. Diddy Mason when I was a kid.
hopefully, he gets locked up. I don't know. We'll see. He's filthy fucking rich, so it'll probably just be a slap on the wrist somehow, or who knows. But crazy, man. That just
Wild,
came out a few
right?
days ago, so I want to see what happens from this point.
It was from 2016, you said?
I believe so. Yeah, 16 or 17.
Still within the statutes of limitation. Newfound
Maybe.
discovery.
Maybe, I don't know.
I know that because they had a whole thing for that, and now they'd settle out of court. So I don't know now that that's settled if they can like reopen that or how that. I don't know. I'm not.
I think once it's
smart
done,
enough.
it's done, right?
No,
No,
it could be reopened.
I think. Okay. Well, then hopefully that's the case.
I wonder if it'd be a whole nother thing because now it's on TV and shit on the internet. I mean, it's
I'm
different.
sure because Cassie at the time she was trying to argue her point, probably had just zero proof, unfortunately, and I'm sure she's probably relieved.
I had to sign an NDA and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Wild.
She probably tried to get that footage too, but the hotel was probably playing some bullshit because they got paid off.
Yeah, because he had the money paid off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we shall see. But dealers, that round us out. We got anything else?
One last video, shocking footage here of a meteor falling from the sky in Portugal. Feast your eyes on this short clip.
Что это? А что это? Блин, а что это было?
What?
So yeah,
That's crazy looking.
fucking meteor just shot across the sky in a fireball, lighting up the entire sky for a couple seconds. Like, dude, I'm thinking the fucking world's about to end.
100%, dude.
There's some comments back there. Fuck that. Damn, I forgot what the comment is like verbatim, but I think it was a reference to Men in Black when that spaceship landed back there. Some like farmer and the wife.
Sugar, water.
Yeah, yeah, something like, yeah. It was something like that, but the verbatim comment made me laugh. It was pretty good.
Oh man, hey, go! Can you get on Instagram?
I should be able to, yeah.
Because he just posted 12 minutes ago a post, and the caption. I haven't watched the video, but the caption says, "I'm truly sorry." So that's kind of timely for what we're doing right now. So we should see what the fuck he's gonna try to pull out of his ass here.
See, this is on his official.
Yeah, 12 minutes ago. What timing?
P. Diddy. What's his
It'll just be Diddy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There he is. Okay, let me pull this up then.
All right, we're watching this as it's live here. So he just dropped this. I popped on. I actually went to see something totally different, but that was the first thing that popped up. So
This one right here.
yeah.
To reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry. It's so difficult.
I don't know, man. Some of the comments there made a lot of sense. He's just apologizing because that shit came out. I mean, he could have done that at any point in the last 8 years, right?
How many times has he
Even then,
been doing
that
though?
shit was still asked because the other comment said, "Don't apologize to us. Apologize to fucking Cassie."
Yeah, I mean, you're not sorry that it happened. You're sorry that you got caught. And just, yeah.
And plus the back. Do you see the backdrop? He's outside of some fucking bungalow.
Yeah.
Right outside of the country. He
handed that phone right back to the PR rep and took a dive in the pool. Is what happened right after that video.
Yeah. So.
Oh well.
Yeah, I wanted to see what he had to say. I assumed it was going to be some half-ass shit, and just it just
surprise. It
made
was
it all worse because it's like, dude, it's very clear. Obviously, you're only doing this because of it. The video came out. I'm not dumb, but that rounds us out of the mill and caps off a tremendous episode back 177. I got to shout out Corbie Mitleid one more time. And thank her again for coming on and sharing some awesome stories. And was a lot of fun to talk to. So glad to be back. Glad everyone had a good week off. I'm glad all the moms had a great time. And I'm looking forward to linking up with you boys. You know, we got the big 3-day weekend next weekend. Little Scene 75 action. We're going to have a vlog coming with that as well. So it'll be good. I'm very much looking forward to making some arcade shit flowing. I want to win some tickets, man. Hopefully there's some tickets. I want to win some tickets. And I want to do the thing, man. You know what I mean?
Do the thing.
Oh, we're dropping money. We'll be dropping some money. We're going to be getting tickets. All right? We're going to scout out what the prizes are, and that's going to be the goal. All right?
I want to bring out the worst in you, Dylan, for the vlog.
Oh, God. Please don't. I'm about to drop this asshole off.
For the content. All for the content.
Yeah,
I'll do that. I'm looking forward to it. I've been there before, so.
Same.
I'm ready to bring up my inner child.
So we're going next Saturday. And obviously we'll talk about it Sunday, how things went. And hopefully maybe I don't know. I don't want to drop the vlog the same day as the episode. Maybe like Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll drop the vlog and shit like that. Maybe I'll probably drop some kind of preview on like Instagram, TikTok, shit like that. But I'm excited to do that, and excited to get another one of those out. So, but D-Lo, for now, you know what time it is.
Yes, sir. Wonderful episode. Thanks again to our wonderful guest that we had, and for the answers, that we got. Like Bobby tripped over tripwire Vietnam, and I
We
got
got Lancaster LaSavage, baby.
Oh God.
Yeah, over there if I'm building barns, but not building, getting stung to death by a 50 to 65 ground wasp. And explains my fear that I have. Deathly
You
afraid.
fucking deserved it.
Probably. You know, if I know anything about me now, I can only imagine about the past life me. So, yeah. So, yeah, it was a great
Fucking maniac.
insight. Wonderful guest to have. And to all the mothers, hope you had a great Mother's Day. We had a week off since then, and for the Memorial Day, I believe it is this coming up weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't wait for that. We'll talk about that since we will be recording that week, and we'll share our thoughts on that for the extended weekend. Scene 75. The next time I'll see you boys, the vlog will be out, like Bobby said. Yeah, great episode, guys. Have a wonderful week. To you, all the listeners and viewers, you as well. Have a wonderful week, friends. Take care.